So in this video, I want to talk really briefly about the course page. The course page is a bit of a hidden feature within Summit because there's not a side place that you can get to it. And if you are in the year page though, and you click on the course name, and I kind of showed you this when I did an overview of the year page, you're going to get this screen where you actually have a focused look at the course and everything that's going to happen this year. So it shows you all the projects and all the different scores that have already been received, and with question marks, the future opportunities to score on the actual cognitive skills. You have a list of cognitive skills on the left side and the maximum cognitive skill result for each of these skills that have already been assessed. Remember that only the highest skill actually counts. Then you have all the power focus areas, additionals, and challenge focus areas listed in the bottom. And if you click on any of these projects or assessments, it will take you to those pages as well. This is a really good resource to get an overall look at how you're doing in one given course, but it doesn't really give you any information about your grade. For that, you have to access the grades page from the progress page instead of the year page. So this course view is pretty useful though. And I'm going to show you really quick how it looks like by the end of the year, both in math and a non-math course with both a student that struggled and did pretty well. So here you see a course page for science for a student that kind of did really solid throughout the year. This is a seventh grader who scored even above 4.5 in some of those cognitive skills. But you notice that, for example, the first time they had a chance to work on this skill, they scored a 4. But then at the end of the year, they tried again and got a 5, right? And so that's what we want to see. We want to see the student improving as the year goes by, if possible. And the maximum value is the one that takes, and that's kind of what matters. Like, for example, here, modeling is a 5 because there's a 4 and a 5, so the maximum is the one that counts. And you can see what they got there. This student also completed all the power focus areas and additionals. So solid performance right there. And here's a student that struggled with science that same year. And you can see the same kind of features, right? So here you started with a 1, but then went up to a 2, started with a 1, went up to a 3.5. So you want to see that improvement. Started with a 3, went up to a 4, went up to a 4.5. So you can see the student growing. And you can see that even though the first grade was a 3, and it's still a 3 by the end of the year, that 4.5 grade is the one that stayed at the end. This student did not finish all the additionals, but still got a pretty good overall score because they finished all the power focus areas and did pretty well. Most of the cognitive skills are above that seventh grade minimal. That was the 2.5. Notice, by the way, that these projects are yellow, even though there are some cognitive skills like this one that's a 4. If there's a single cognitive skill that's below grade level, the project will turn yellow, and it will turn red only if the project wasn't submitted at all the skills were below grade level, right? So that's kind of the guide mark for that. So this is a student in science. Let's look at the same thing kind of in math. So in math here, you see the difference is that each of these skills is only assessed once in that test. So that's why it's so important to make up for a bad test result by doing corrections or retaking the test or doing additional portfolio problems or whatever other opportunity your teacher gives you. Because unlike the projects, you don't get other chances to improve the scores. But you can still improve the scores by doing other tasks. But you don't get other projects because it's a test, right? And then you get an average of all of those. You can also see the portfolio problems that were completed. Now, some years we exempt the portfolio problem and use them as kind of an extra credit towards a test. Other years we actually count them and drop the lowest 2. So you can see here this student did 2 portfolio problems, and that was enough to guarantee a 1 for that because these 2 did not count since they're only the highest ones. So this is a pretty good student. Finished all the power focus areas and even a few of the additionals. Meanwhile, this is a student who struggled, right? So he or she was below grade level the entire year, and because of that, did not really get high cog skill averages, did not do a single of the portfolio problems, did not pass several of the power focus areas. We definitely don't want to see this happen. This is going to be very low effort. Mentoring didn't work. We don't want to see this ever taking place, and it does. The very few. It's very rare, to be honest with you. Like I probably had only one student like this by the end of the year, but this is not the final picture either because this was taken about May, so there was still some time for the students to recover after this point, and let's hope that that kid did. And we usually do, or they get summer school and go from there. But anyways, this is a view of the course page, which can be a very useful place take an overall look at students' performance throughout the year. It's a bit of a hidden feature that you can access through the year page by clicking on the course name. I hope you find that helpful. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the grades page, which you can access from the progress screen. See you guys there.